So I bought a refurbished Apple Studio display from Best Buy probably almost a year ago. Now it's been out in market since 2022, and now that we are in 2025, is it still worth it, or should you wait for a new one or go for a cheaper alternatives? Let's break it down. Alright, so how do I use this monitor? So this is pretty much my main setup for my home studio, and I just use this monitor for everything, like sometimes watching content or working on a YouTube video. And I also use this for my full-time work, which involves a lot of 3D rendering and Unreal Engine. And honestly, so far I do not have any major issues or anything that I do miss in this monitor, because overall it's a really good package that you get, and plus it's from Apple. So if you're using like MacBook or any of that kind of thing, then it's going to integrate seamlessly. Not that it doesn't work well with Windows, it works exactly same as MacBook, but just, you know, like if you have MacBook, then everything just comes together. And I don't really use this monitor for gaming at all, because I have a LG C3 TV, so I just use that for any of my PlayStation time. Actually, you cannot really use PlayStation 5 on Apple Studio Display unless you have one of those capture cards. And to be honest, I did not really had any reason or any sort of need to get this monitor. I just felt like I had so many other products, and the way this monitor is just designed, like minimalist and super high quality build, I just wanted to get it. And if you go for refurbished, you can actually pick up this monitor for almost like 3 to 4 or maybe 500 less than their original price. And sometimes you just buy some tech products not because of the exact features or specs that they offer. Sometimes it's usually just like an emotional connection to whatever you're spending your money onto. And this was a great example of that, because if I just look at specs and all that, yes, there are better, cheaper alternative options. And I feel like that's what Apple is trying to focus, especially on this specific product, because there are so many things that is lacking in this monitor that other monitors will provide way better than this, such as things like slimmer bezels around, because right now those bezels are not good looking, at least in 2025. And I'm not going to explain each of specs and details and features of this monitor, because there are already a ton of videos out there, so you can go watch those. I'm just going to share my experience and if you should get it, or is it still worth it in 2025 or not. Alright, so now let's start with the good stuff about this monitor. So first thing I want to talk is the design. Even though this is outdated in 2025 and there's so many other options, I feel like there's no other monitor as of now which comes closer in terms of design to this Apple Studio display as well. Again, the premium aluminum material, the craftsmanship, and just overall packaging and delivery is just amazing, and so far it's unmatchable. So I'm really waiting for a monitor that could compete with its design. And if you already know when that exists, and if I don't know, definitely let me know in the comments down below so I can check that out and correct myself. And being a 5K monitor, I don't think we have to even discuss how clean and sharp it's going to be. And I don't think you will face any issues at all, whether you're a photographer or a video editor or just a casual user, because the colors and everything is really accurate. And another thing that I really like about this monitor, which I also see other companies also doing, that is just one cable setup using USB-C, which really keeps my setup really clean, because that USB-C also do power delivery, so I don't have to carry another charger with me on my desk setup. Now the monitor itself has a 4 Thunderbolt cables in the back and no HDMI or anything like that. It's just clean 4 Thunderbolt cables. So if you have something that you want your HDMI connection to, then you're probably gonna need a docking station which connects to your monitor so that you can use HDMI with your Apple Studio display. Now when you're spending big bucks on these displays, you're not just looking for a good clean display, you also expect good speakers and good quality webcam. And in that category, this monitor still kills it in 2025, and there's not even competition out there in terms of speakers. Because let's admit it, I have not heard any good speakers coming out of either laptop or display which even sounds closer to what Apple provides. Now instead of just me talking about it, let's hear it yourself. And it also has a webcam on the top, which is I think 720p or 1080p. And I know it's not really best quality webcam, but usually on Zooms, I don't really think a lot of people actually care how clear your Zoom calls are. But if you do care about that and your workflow has to have a good quality webcam, then yeah, just invest in a good external webcam of your choice. There's really one cool feature if you are using with your MacBook is that if you're using like an external SSD for your workflow, then you don't have to connect that to your laptop. I actually connected behind on my Apple Studio display and just hide it behind that stand, so I don't have to like connect that to my MacBook again and keep all of that visible. Alright, no product is perfect, and there's definitely some bad stuff that I want to share as well. Now, if you care about refresh rate or if you are gaming, then this is not for you, because this monitor caps at 60 Hz, so you're not gonna get that smooth refresh rate if you are going to game. And speaking of gaming, this is not really a gamer friendly monitor because you can't really just go ahead and connect your dock to Apple Studio display and connect your PlayStation to that dock and start playing. It just doesn't work as simple as that. And after researching, if you do want to play your PlayStation on Apple Studio display, then you're probably gonna need a capture card similar to what Elgato offers for their video capture sticks. But I'm just saying that even if you do manage to get your PlayStation working on this monitor, I don't really think it's going to be a pleasant experience because of mainly that refresh rate, which is only 60 Hz. So if you're into gaming, then definitely look elsewhere because this monitor is not for you. And another issue that I really find annoying sometimes, depending on how you situate your Apple Studio display in your room, and it's the reflective screen that it has. And again, you can actually avoid this by paying more for that nano texture glass, but I just didn't do that and just went for just standard glass. And honestly, it's not really issue when it's dark inside or outside. Especially creates the issue when there is like a big window in your room, especially facing right behind your monitor. But if you have a space where it allows you to put your monitor against the window, then there is no issue because it's going to just give you really sharp images. And I could have went with the nano texture glass display option, but I just don't like that grainy look that you get whenever it's like a not sharp or a reflective display. Another thing is the height and tilt adjustment. Now, you can have all those options if you just go for VESA mount for your display and not have the standard stand for yourself. Then you can just use your monitor however you want, no issues. But if you just go for this regular stand that it comes with it, then it's not going to give you a height adjustment option. You can only do tilt. But if you want both of those, then you have to pay extra and get that height and tilt adjustment monitor stand. Now, the reason why I didn't go for VESA mount is just that I do like the look of its stand and just how it just adds more design and personality to this monitor. Actually, someone told me that if you want to convert this standard stand to VESA mount, then you can just take your monitor to Apple Store and I think they do it for you. But yeah, those are some of the main good and bad key points that I really noticed with this monitor in just 1 year of use. Now, if you ask me who this monitor is for, then I would say that if you are a professional creator such as like photo editing or video editing or any sort of 3D modeling that you want like super high detail things that you want to see up close, then this monitor is for you because of its 5K Retina display. But if you're just a casual user and you don't really care about those 5K resolution, then you can also look for other cheaper options. And one being really good alternative to this display is the Asus one. I think it costs around like $799 and it also has a 5K display. So yeah, you can just go for that as well. But if I would be honest, then the only reason why I got this monitor is just for its main just design and aesthetic and how it elevates my space. Because like I said, you don't want to buy all the products just because of its all the specifications and all that. You also want to pay attention to how you feel while using that product because it definitely affects your productivity level as well. So before you just buy any kind of product out there, just don't focus on that specs and features that it offers. Also go for like how it feels to use it, because a lot of times we forget about all those things and we buy that thing and just we never use that and it's just collect all the dust. And I think that's what Apple really focused while making this Apple Studio display, because even though it's really old, you still don't get over it and a lot of people still buy it as of today as well. So I would say that even if I recommend this monitor to all the professional creators, but if you see yourself not using those professional features and you still want good monitor, then you have all the right to buy. You do not have to feel guilty of buying something like this and not using it to its full potential. As long as you feel good, satisfied, and enjoy every second with that product, there is no regret in buying that product for yourself. Which leads me to my next question. Is it still good in 2025 or you should just wait for the new one. Now, if you are considering to get one for yourself right now, then look for refurbished models from Best Buy and other places because they're pretty much same as new, and you can get a huge discount on them as well. And speaking about new one, then I've heard some rumors that Apple is currently working on the next version and likely to come in 2026. So if you can actually wait and there's no rush for yourself, then I would say definitely wait for the next model. And some of the things that I've heard about next model would be update in refresh rate. It might go up to 90 Hz refresh rate. It could also feature mini LED. Definitely not OLED because I don't see Apple spending that much on Apple Studio Display. So yeah, if you can wait and you need this one right now, then definitely go for refurbished instead of going and paying full price. And if this is not for you, then definitely look for alternatives from Asus, Samsung, LG. They also have really good options for much cheaper price. Let me know your thoughts on this monitor. If you already have one, then definitely tell me your experience with it. And if you're planning to get one, yeah, just share all of your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, then also check out these other videos that I think you will also enjoy. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.